What month is this?
Men's Month!
What month?
Men's Month!
Let's take it to another level. Let's take it to the old school.
My name is Deacon R.J. Cleveland. I'd like to thank you for joining us to what we have planned for Men's Day.
I'm Marcus Campbell, and the purpose of the men's ministry is to be effective disciples for Christ. Our objectives, we refer to them as the 4 M's: ministry, monitoring, mentoring, and final M is maturing, being examples in the community in conduct and conversations, and transitioning from the baby food to the solid food spiritually.
You can't feed your faith with junk food because McDonald's can't hold you down. You need food, some good old grits in the morning. In the evening, you need some collard greens. You need some cornbread. So it's the same thing with your faith. You can't fill up your faith with junk food. You got to fill your faith with some good spiritual food.
Born in North Carolina, I dropped the county line. Yeah, I came up in the struggle.
Our theme for this year is Men Radically Charged Up for Justice.
I ain't proud of the past, but I'm proud of the fact that I'm not who I was now.
I'm Deacon T.A. Spalding from St. Stephen's Men's Ministry is presenting I Am Restored, 4-week virtual Bible study by gospel rap artist Lecrae Moore.
I lost everything I had inside a couple years. Lost my faith, I lost my mind, I lost a lot of tears.
It's going to be September the 14th, the 21st, the 28th, and October the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Men and women, everybody's invited. And go to men@ssclive.org. And when you register, you get a free study guide. So I encourage everyone to join in and study. It will help your life.
Use all this pain, use all this hurt, grow me, yeah. If that's what it takes to know what I'm worth, restore me. Shackles on my feet. I just wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you. Pray this, hold on. Let me go.
It is Men's Month at St. Stephen Church, and we are so excited about what God is going to be doing with the men all month long. I'm Minister Kevin James. I am Senior Executive Minister of Music here at St. Stephen Church, and I am so excited to share our lesson with you on next week. The apostolic man of God, James Davis, will be in the house, and then that great Ken Jokes will be on the next, and then the following last Wednesday, Reverend Corey Bailey. It's going to be a major time. So I'm just going to lay the tracks, and then I'm going to let them drive the train.
And tell them, you can pick a side if you wanna. You already know who I roll with. You don't want no problems with me. Get these shackles on my feet.
So Jesus took his ministry and said, I'm going to free those that are oppressed by flipping over these tables.
Our speaker for Men's Day is the Reverend Dr. Jermaine Calesser. He's the senior pastor of Dallas Temple Seventh-day Adventist Church in Dallas, Texas.
The payday loan advance shops, the title loan advance shops. That's what it would be today. If Jesus was here, he would overthrow any table that was robbing poor people of what they were supposed to have.
To wrap it up, September 26th, Men's Day. Join us on Hump Day on Wednesdays. Join us on the Lecrae series, which will be on Tuesdays. Also, remember your pledge of $150 and have a great time.
I got them shackles off my feet, yeah. Can't put me back up in the streets, yeah. I couldn't move, but now I'm free, yeah. I got them shackles on my feet, yeah.
The M&M's man, and he has a lot of love to make it all taste good. Who dunks M&M's?
This is terrible.
To the recording studio.
Living for tomorrow, lost within a dream. Let the sun shine through to lift your spirit once again. Cause love makes the world feel good. Got a mistake, Drop the song up on your side and double up on your side. Me, that we praising God on Men's Day.
Welcome to a special edition of Ministry Moments with the Men's Ministry. I am your host, Derek Carr.
Ed Maxwell.
William Ports.
Kevin James.
And we're the 4 M's of the Men's Ministry. This is our core values and what we stand on and what we believe in. And so they are ministry, monitor, mentor, and maturity. So I'm just let the fellas take it. Kevin, why don't you start us off?
Well, ministry, the word ministry really means to serve. And what we do at St. Stephen Church, we give men opportunities to serve our church and serve our community. One of the most visible ministries and services is the choirs at St. Stephen Church. For years, we've always had massive Men's Day choirs. We do have a mighty men's ministry, but there's other places that the men can serve. The usher board, most of the time on Men's Day, the men usher. Also in our deacon ministry, men are involved in our deacon ministry. There's a plethora of ways they can serve. They also serve as Sunday school teachers. All those are ways that we do ministry at St. Stephen Church. Now, because of COVID, we can't do as much or have as many people involved as we used to have, but we are looking forward to post-COVID, when COVID is over, where we can get our men back together and have a great time fellowshipping together as men.
Thank you, Kevin. So now we're going to move on to monitoring. So I'm going to let my brother Ed Maxwell take that.
Next M in the St. Stephen's Men's Ministries is for monitor. The 3 objectives of monitor are politics, community organizing, and social justice. Let's start with politics. Each man has a civil, community, moral, and spiritual responsibility to study the issues. We're making decisions on voting and supporting candidates which will advance and not hinder our communities. That's one big one. The next one is community organizing. Good stewards of the church, helping with various activities throughout the city. We supplied over 7,000 free masks to the communities. We attended the All Hands on Deck program to find resolutions to stop the gun violence, being part of these things. The last bullet under monitor is social justice. As men, and especially as black men, need to be cognizant and informed on the many social justice issues which surround us today. And when necessary, be willing to get into, as John Lewis would say, some good trouble. Each of the objectives equally important and require service above self. I'm gonna throw it back to Derek.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you for your passion. So I'm gonna give it to my brother Will. You talk about mentoring.
The next M we want to talk about is mentoring, and the objective for mentor is boys into men. To become productive men in today's society. Many boys are struggling to figure out how to do this thing called life. That's why it is imperative to mentor young boys into men. The men's ministry will help mentor young men into developing their Christian walk with Christ. Young men are missing that Christ connection, and it is up to us as men and as mentors to introduce them to Christ and show them the way. I'll turn it back over to Derek.
Thank you, Will. That was very passionate as well.
Yeah.
We have done a lot for our community. And one thing about St. Stephen's, and one good thing about the M that I selected was maturity. One of the first things that I learned being a member of St. Stephen's for 22 years now, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done.
Yes.
And we sharpen one another with the way we model to one another, the way we teach our young men how we study to show ourselves approved. We have a fellowship and a friendship. It goes hand in hand. As men, we've learned how to sharpen one another. So please join us. Please be a part of the men's ministry. It's so many things that we're doing, and we would be ashamed if we didn't tell you the platforms and how you can connect with us. We will leave you with this note that God loves you, and so do we.
What up, Nick? Wanna tell you about this special day. Take it to the special day. Man, it's this man, straight up dog. Something every weekend. Lot of ways for us to spend. Had a Men's Day in September. A day you must remember. Sponsored by the member. September to remember. Plus we in the West. Got a man who fast. And our pastor is the best.
Wait a minute, hold up, dog.